Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Episode number 22. Today, we're doing a tech stack. And these episodes are designed primarily so that you can understand some of the concepts behind artificial intelligence, how to use them in business, and why you should care as a creative entrepreneur, business owner who's trying to put out their value into the planet. Today, we're talking about the difference between machine learning and deep learning. And next time someone talks to you about what is which or which is what, you have something important to say. All right, come, let's learn.
Hey, it's Ronsley. Welcome, you AI geek, to this podcast, My AI Love Affair. Consider this podcast your digital compass, guiding you through the labyrinth that is business growth using artificial intelligence. Running a business as a creative can sometimes be like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. But what if you had a secret tool that could align all the colors for you? That is AI. It's like a master key unlocking multiple doors. Thanks for being here. Let's learn.
Before we get into today's episode, one of the things that I want to talk about is I'm trying a new setup. I have this DJI mic, which is a wireless microphone plugged in. I hope everything works well. But I'm back in Brisbane and recording these episodes. And if you find that you want a certain topic to be covered from a tech stack perspective, or you want them to be shorter or longer, please send me some feedback. That would be extremely useful. Send it to Ronsley at aigeeks.co and would love to hear back from you. All right, let's get into the tech stack. So today it's kind of exciting because, these kind of terms being thrown around is like when Facebook was the first social media platform that everyone was talking about, everyone was on. Actually, before that, there was MySpace, but everyone referred to social media as Facebook. Well, there were so many different types of social media. Same thing happened when the browsers came out and we didn't know how to distinguish between Google Chrome being a browser versus being the internet. Is Google the internet? So there's all these different terms being thrown around, and it's really important to understand what they are and how they're derived so you can make better decisions in your business. So today we're talking about this difference between machine learning and deep learning. Machine learning is like teaching a computer to be a detective. Machine learning is like teaching a computer to be a detective. It is a type of artificial intelligence that allows computers to learn from data and make decisions or predictions. For example, a machine learning program could learn to identify cats in photos after seeing hundreds of pictures of cats. Deep learning, on the other hand, is like giving the computer a brain. It's a subset of machine learning that uses something called neural networks, which are designed to mimic human brains to learn from large amounts of data. And I'll break down neural networks in a further slide coming up in this episode. But while a machine learning model might need to be told if a picture has a cat in it, a deep learning model will figure that out all by itself. So understanding the difference between these two concepts is important because I'm going to break down some applications for us towards the end of this episode. Understanding these concepts is like understanding how to make tools and how to use them. These tools, machine learning and deep learning, are becoming more and more important in our world because they're helping us do everything from recommending what movie to watch next to diagnosing diseases, which is a huge human need right now. For small businesses and solopreneurs, understanding machine learning and deep learning can be like having a superpower. It can help us understand our customers better, make smarter decisions, and even create new products or services that actually deliver an outcome and solves for everyone. Let's break this down into some basic concepts. When it comes to basic concepts, there's some principles that I want to cover. The first principle is machine learning is about learning from data. Imagine you're trying to teach a toddler to recognize dogs. You might show them lots of pictures of dogs until they start to understand what a dog looks like. That's what machine learning does, but with computers. And this is no different to teaching a child to be scared of certain sounds or a child to be happy when certain smells come into the room. This is done just differently, and it's done with computers. Principle number 2, deep learning uses layers of learning. Now, imagine you're trying to teach that toddler to recognize not just dogs, but different breeds of dogs. You'd need to help them understand different layers of information, size, shape, color, etc. That's what deep learning does. So it uses different layers to differentiate the kind of categorization we make when we're doing machine learning. And principle number 3 is about both machine learning and deep learning require lots of data and processing power. In previous episodes, I spoke about how we've gotten to a point right now that computers can process at such high speeds and we can store data cheaply than ever before. So that's the reason why artificial intelligence is becoming more mainstream now, and we are in this intelligence age. So just like a detective needs lots of clues and a brain needs lots of neurons, machine learning and deep learning need lots of data and computer processing power to operate. All right. So these are 3 principles on which I want to talk about 3 components when it comes to these 2 concepts. The first component is data. We speak a lot about data when it comes to artificial intelligence. We talk about the models being certain sizes and what parameters they are. So, for example, a ChatGPT 3 model, 3.5 model is 170 billion parameters. And that data is the fuel for machine learning and deep learning. It's what these systems learn from. The more data, the better the systems can learn. That's component number 1. Component number 2 is algorithms. If you've watched previous tech stack, I have broken algorithms down. And it's really important to understand that an algorithm is just like a recipe. It's a set of steps that you follow to achieve a certain outcome. Algorithms are like the instruction manuals for machine learning and deep learning. They tell the systems how to process and learn from the data. And component number 3 is neural networks. I told you I'll speak about this in a second, but neural is NLP that we talk about how the brain works. In psychology, we're learning this all the time, and we're overlaying that learning into machines and getting them to think like how our brain is thought to think. Neural networks are like the brains of deep learning systems. They are what allow these systems to learn from data on their own. This is really powerful, and that's why intelligence is very different from search and information. Okay, some applications for us to consider. Number 1 is recommendation systems. Recommendation systems are like personal shoppers. They learn from your past behavior to suggest products you might like. This is a common use of machine learning. Now, when it comes to our clients, getting their current state and what they're dealing with in terms of problems and recommending what kind of solutions they could potentially look at is very powerful in building trust and something that we should all consider when it comes to our businesses. Application number 2 is image recognition. Image recognition is like a superpowered version of the game I Spy. Deep learning systems can be trained to recognize anything from cats in photos to cancer in medical images. This is very powerful. It's like giving computer eyes. It's the ability for it to see the world, recognize it just the way we do. That's application number 2. Number 3 is natural language processing. Natural language processing is like teaching a computer to understand and speak human languages. This is a complex task that often uses both machine learning and deep learning to execute. Really powerful, because when you think about why this is so mainstream now, it's because we can use natural language to talk to the computer. That's what ChatGPT is. It's when you put in prompts that you speak just like a normal human would, the computer understands that, uses the computer and its processing to break it down into computer speak, and then translates that back into human speak. And that is natural language processing. Now, if this is the first time you're coming across one of these episodes, or you are a regular, I'm so glad that you're here. Go to myailoveaffair.com to check out our back catalog. But we do 3 of these. I do 3 of these a week. The ones on Mondays are a growth stack. It's a business principle that you can implement, and how we can use prompts and AI to do it at speed. On Wednesday, we have a case study where I speak to a business owner or an AI expert that has used AI, and we get some learnings and case studies from them. And today, on a Friday, we do a tech stack where I break down some concepts that will actually help you learn and understand artificial intelligence better. Go find us on all your favorite podcast platforms and on YouTube. But until next time, love what you do what you love.
Hey, AI Geek. Thanks for listening. Your job doesn't stop here. I want you to lend your voice to the conversation. So you can join those conversations, discussions, new trainings, new recordings, and the rest of the AI Geeks by going to aigeeks.co/Discord. Also, share this podcast with a friend, another potential AI Geek. Until then, much love.